Welcome back, Freedom Savers. I know it's been a long time since I've done a video. I've been doing them once a month. This is still doing them once a month. I planned on doing more, but to be completely honest, I've just been lazy and burnt out. On that note, being lazy and burnt out, I haven't done a lot of overtime. I am doing some this week and working the holiday, but I'm just burnt out, man. I go to work on overtime. They're the ones that ask for me to come in, and then they kind of treat me like I shouldn't be there, or try to send me home early or whatever. And it's like, why did you ask me to come in? So it's just annoying. And then driving for Uber, I haven't done that in almost a month. I did one delivery yesterday, just to keep my account going. But I'm burnt out on working in 115 degree weather, delivering food. It is just way too damn hot this summer, especially here in Phoenix. So anyways, let's go over the updates. My progress has slowed for multiple reasons. One is the burnout and the laziness. I just feel like I need to slow down. And two is it's just been a bad month for the stock market overall. I mean, we had a lot of volatility. It went up, it went down, it went up, it went down. And in the end, I think I ended up down. I had to have ended up down because in the past few months, my net worth went up almost $9,000 to $10,000 each month, and this past month it only went up $2,600, and I put in more. I invested more than that in cash. So I've actually lost money this month overall. Anyways, there's some updates here to my strategy and my investing strategy, what I'm planning on doing. As you know, in my Roth is my dividend portfolio, and then outside of my Roth, I only invest in total stock market index funds, whether that be FCROX with Fidelity, or VTSAX with Vanguard, or just VTI, which is Vanguard Total Stock Market ETF in M1. I am changing that strategy a little bit just because I cannot resist getting back into dividend investing, and considering my Roth has been maxed out for months now, I'm not contributing to a dividend portfolio and watching my monthly income increase. And that's annoying to me because that is really what drives me into dividend investing. And while I can see my net worth increase overall, I'm not seeing that monthly income, and that's what I really want to see grow. So I will get into that in a moment, but I did change my M1 taxable account to a dividend portfolio, and I'll explain my strategy on that. But for now, as you know, I've been tracking the 3 total stock market index or funds that you can invest in. Fidelity's zero expense ratio total stock market index fund, and Vanguard's VTSAX, which is like the biggest index fund and most well known, and VTI, which is the ETF version of VTSAX. And I've been tracking the ups and downs of it every single day using the Yahoo app on my phone, and my wish list, or not my wish list, my watch list on there. And so you can see how each one performed on every day here, blah, blah, blah. But I've been adding all these up to see how they perform compared to each other. Overall, I have come to the conclusion over the past 2 months that they're all equivalent. Right now, VTI looks like it underperformed quite a bit. It really hasn't. I mean, it is that low, but for the most part, 99% of the time, it is right there equivalent with these. So all 3 of these investments, I have come to the conclusion, are equivalent, which means that the Fidelity zero expense ratio is not worth opening a Fidelity account for in order to put your money in there instead of VTSAX or VTI, because it does not actually outperform them. And as you can see, and this is the way it is the majority of the time, it is actually 1 to 3 basis points underperforming VTSAX. And it should be outperforming VTSAX considering it has zero expense ratio, and VTSAX has a 0.04% expense ratio, if I remember correctly. So VTSAX, you're actually paying an expense ratio, and here you're not. This should outperform if it's having the same performance. So apparently it is not having the same performance. as you can see, the best performer, and this is in about 98% of the time that I've tracked, VTSAX is my best performer. So the strategy of investing in VTSAX for the FIRE movement and all that, I agree with it. It seems to be the very best total stock market index fund out there. So anyway, I came to that conclusion, and I waited until I broke even on Fidelity this month with the volatility. It went up, it went down, went up, went down, blah, blah, blah. I waited until I broke even, and then I sold off my position in FCROX. The money's still sitting in Fidelity waiting to complete. There's like a 3-day, I can't think of the word, but it takes 3 days for the funds to finish going through, and then I can do withdrawal, which will take a few days. So I waited, as you know, I had $15,000 in there. We'll just take a quick look at that. Fidelity. I originally deposited $15,000 and 4 cents because there was already 4 cents in the account. Overall, I had a gain of 0.05% on this account. Ever since I just invested all in FCROX, it was a 0.03 when I sold. So I sold for a very small profit of like $6 total out of 15 grand. But I just want to move this money since it's not outperforming VTSAX. There's no reason for me to keep my money in Fidelity. I don't like Fidelity nearly as much as I like Vanguard. Vanguard is a nonprofit basically because the funds themselves own the brokerage, whereas Fidelity is totally for-profit brokerage. And also back in the day, they were completely against index funds originally, and now of course they're changed and are selling them. But anyways, the point is I do not like Fidelity compared to Vanguard. Vanguard is a much better company overall than Fidelity as far as I'm concerned. So I am taking my money out of Fidelity. So I'll take this 15 grand out, and I have some plans for it. One of those plans is to put another $500 into my Vanguard taxable account, which I currently have $9,500 deposited in. I'm only up 132 bucks at the moment. I opened this up in May 28th. But I want to get this to an even $10,000 invested in VTSAX. And so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna deposit another $500 in here and get that up to a $10,000 investment. And I'm just gonna let it stay at 10,000 for now. I don't know for how long. It could be there for a month. It could be there for years. But for now, it's going to sit at $10,000 investment in VTSAX. Let's take a look at some other things here. We'll get into the net worth here in a moment. The Roth. So my Roth currently, overall on my entire account, I am currently in the green, 5.28%. For this year, I am up 8.42% on my dividend portfolio in my Roth. So it's not too bad. It's not fabulous, but it's not too bad. 8.42% this year is pretty good. I'm not going to complain about that. There has been, a little bit of buys and sells because it's producing about $30-some a month. As you can see over here, I have updated all of this. I've got a lot of gains, a lot of losses overall, if you look at the actual value of the stocks. But dividend income, it is up to $404.80 per year, or $33.73 a month, giving me an overall return of 3.52. So with $33.73 a month in dividends being paid out, every time it breaks $10, it automatically reinvests and buys stocks. So that means 3 times a month, I'm actually getting more stock. So I did update this from June, it looks like, and it's increased by $7.18. That's per year. Anyways, you get the point. There was dividend changes, and I've already updated all of them, so this is just going to show zeros. But a bunch of these companies, of course, did raise their dividend because they are dividend aristocrats, which raise their dividend every year. So anyways, we are currently producing in the Roth $33.73 a month, which is not bad considering I started it so late, and this is only the second year. So the value is at $12,102, $107 actually. I've deposited $11,500. on to other accounts. This is the M1 Taxable. Let's go ahead and get into that. M1 Taxable account, I currently have $3,000 in here. If you remember right, previous to this, I was only investing in VTI, and I only had $100 invested. So as you can see, $100, $100, $100, $100. But then I deposited $18.50 in there because I had gained 50 bucks in referrals. Thank you everyone who used my code. So I deposited $18.50 to bring it to an even 3,000, and I purchased 4 dividend stocks. What I've decided to do with this portfolio is to purchase the Dividend Aristocrats that I already own in my Roth, but purchase them when they are close to the 52-week low, or at least under the 50% range of the low and high for the 52-week. So in other words, if its low is $10 and its high is $20 within the last 52 weeks, if it's below $15, then it's on the low end, and I would consider purchasing it. The closer it is to the low end, of course, the more likely I will purchase it. And also I'm buying the highest dividend yielding ones, starting dividend yield first. So what I've done is I have sold VTI, and I think I ended up like 50 cents ahead or something on it. It doesn't matter. And I have purchased SKT, which is Tanger, Occidental Petroleum, ExxonMobil, AbbVie, Universal Corp, and Leggett & Platt. All of these have pretty decent dividend yields, over 4%. Some of them are as high as 7%. I would invest in AT&T and Ford in those, but AT&T is still at its high end, and it's not cheap for what it should be, at least with the 52-week range. And Ford is right in the middle, and I'll get into Ford and Robinhood, my options trading, here in a moment, because it's pretty awesome actually. Anyways, so I did that. I plan on adding all these positions in $500 increments. So when I get an extra $500 to invest, I'm going to add another Dividend Aristocrat, and another $500, add another Dividend Aristocrat, et cetera, et cetera. And every position I'm putting $500 into right now. So if we look at our yearly dividends here, you can see the current values of these: 501, 518, 505, 493. So some went down, some have gone up. But basically, I have invested $500 into each of these companies for a total of $3,000. So this is currently producing $196.99 per year, or $16.42 per month, giving me an overall return of 6.57%. That will drop down as I add more Dividend Aristocrats, because the majority of the Dividend Aristocrats have a lower current yield. I mean, come on, Tanger is giving out a 10% yield right now. That's insane. All right. Tanger is, you know, a mall retail line of stores and whatnot, and of course retail is slowly going down over time, and people they've been pulling their money from it. So that's increased its yield, but it is a Dividend Aristocrat. It's been increasing its dividend for like 40 something years. So I don't see it changing anytime soon. It's still got a good payout ratio. It's still making profits. So I think it's still a viable investment. Who knows? I could be wrong. Could change. Anyway, so these are my current positions in my M1 Taxable account. I currently have 6 positions. Each of those positions I invested $500 in. And I want to slowly increase this and keep watching my monthly income increase, because I can't do that with my Roth right now because I just threw a big lump sum in and maxed it out this year. All right, so with that, what else we got to look at here? Bumped, if you're interested in the Bumped app, it's where you get some stock back when you purchase with a linked credit card from the store, and then you get a small percentage of the stock from that store. I don't use it a lot, but on occasion I will, and I'm up to $20.68 on the Bumped app. So now let's jump into Robinhood. So Robinhood, I've been doing a lot of trades on Robinhood. just option trading. Now, I have only played with Ford at this point because it is kind of ideal. It's a high dividend paying stock. It has a cheap price of under 10 bucks. And it's something I can afford to play with option with. As you know, every option contract is 100 shares. So you have to account for that. If we look at what I've done so far, Zynga was a free stock I got. I sold it. I didn't put in here. I also got Fitbit and I sold it. Again, thank you for those that use my link, signing up for Robinhood. I highly appreciate it. I hope you got a great stock when you did it. So starting back in June here, so June, July, August. So 3 months worth of trading here. I have made 80 bucks. Originally, I only invested $1,000, but I recently did add another 850 or something like that. Let's go look over here. 800. I had another 800. So I've deposited a total of $1,800 in here, and I'm currently up by $82.93. So if we just go with that, 82, whoops, I guess you can't see my calculator until I move on the screen. 82.93 divided by 1,800, which I deposited in Robinhood, and times that by 100, it's 4.6% that I've made on my money. And I've done that in 3 months. So 3, 6, 9, 12, that's, if we times that by 4, that's my return per year. If I was to continue at this rate, I would get an 18.42% return on my money. That's not bad. That's going to beat the stock market by trading options. Anyway, going through this, I sold a put. It expired. I received, I guess I didn't put how much I received. Oh yeah, I did. I received 14 bucks for that contract, and it was just a free 14 bucks because it expired worthless. I sold another put at $10 and received $5. Same thing, expired, free 5 bucks. $10 expired, free 10 bucks. 6 bucks expired, free 6 bucks. 2 bucks expired, free 2 bucks. 2 bucks expired, free 2 bucks. And then I sold a contract for 3 bucks at $9, and the price ended up dropping below $9, and I got assigned the 100 shares of Ford, so I had to purchase 100 shares of Ford for $900. No problem. I still got the 3 bucks. Therefore, my cost basis was really, instead of $9 a share, it was $8.97. So all I got to do is sell a call at $9. And when I sell the call at $9, technically I'll keep that $3. I'll make $3 on the sale. Plus I get the premium from the option I'm selling for. And since the price was already close to $9, I got a very high premium of $15 for that contract. So I did do that, but guess what? The price didn't go above $9, so I didn't have to sell. So it expired worthless, and I kept the 15 bucks. So I sold another one, and I got 8 bucks for that contract. The price finally did go above $9, and I ended up selling 100 shares for 900 bucks. I also sold another call by, where is my other assigned? Oh, right here, sorry. I sold a put here for $8. And then I had to buy another 100 shares of Ford because it was below $9. So at that point, I owned 200 shares of Ford. Then this past weekend on 8/30, as of 2 days ago, last Friday basically, both of these, Ford ended at like $9.17. So of course I am obligated to sell 100 shares or 200 shares because I have 2 contracts of Ford, which is not a problem. I'm selling 200 shares of Ford at $9, and if you look, I paid $9 on both of those. So I'm selling Ford for the same price I purchased it for, so I have a 0 loss. As a matter of fact, I have gains because I get to keep all of the premium money. So playing around with options trading on Ford is amazing, especially considering $9 range. I believe it's actually $8.97 or $8.96 is actually the exact midpoint of the 52-week range of Ford. So if you go from the low end of Ford in the last 52 weeks and the high price of Ford in the last 52 weeks, $9 is right in the middle. And it sits there and fluctuates up and down, right around $9. and that's where it's staying. So while it's volatile, going up and down, which is where the profit comes from for me, from the premiums selling these contracts, I can't really lose on forward no matter what happens. That's why I love this option trade, because no matter what happens, I cannot lose selling these options. It's just like taking money from a baby. It's like taking candy from a baby. It's just free money. It's amazing. And the highest return I've learned is the 1 week time frame. I've watched a lot of videos on option trading, a lot of different people out there doing options, and they're saying, oh, well, you got to set it for 6 weeks out. That's the ideal time. Or 2 months out. That's the ideal time to get the most money out of it. But if you take the amount of money that you get and you divide it and you add it up and you find out what percentage return you're going to get on your money, the highest percentage return you're going to get on your money is the 1 week time frame. Believe it or not, the shortest amount of time gives you the most money. So it's amazing. So every week I'm selling options and they're expiring every week. Now I could close them early if I want to, but there's no reason to, because I cannot lose. Let me explain why I cannot lose trading options. It's impossible for me to lose in this situation. I have set it up that way. So first and foremost, I am buying a high-paying dividend stock that I want to own. No matter what, I want to own Ford anyway. It doesn't matter if I'm forced to purchase it because I want to own it. It's a great stock to own. Secondly, if I sell a put, which means I'm saying the price is going to stay at this price or go above it, but someone else is buying my put and paying me a premium because they think the price is going to go below that, and it expires worthless, I get to keep that premium and I don't have to purchase Ford. I do not have to purchase 100 shares. I just keep the money that was given to me for free. Done. If I have 100 shares of Ford because one of those did expire, well, let's just say that. So say the price does drop below it, and now I'm forced, because I signed the contract, I'm obligated to purchase 100 shares of Ford. I'm forced to purchase Ford at that price. I have no problem with that. That's the midpoint between the 52 weeks. I'm perfectly fine at purchasing Ford at the midpoint of the low and the high in the last fucking year. I have no problem with that. It's a great company, and especially the closer I get to the ex-div date, I'm going to change the risk factors of which options I sell, so I can actually keep my stocks, gain the dividend, and then sell it later on. And if it's a long ways away from the ex-div like it is now, then I don't really care whether I keep it or not. So anyways, and if I'm forced to sell it, then so be it. I'm always selling a contract at the price that I bought it for. All right, so anyways, my point here is I don't care what Ford does, unless it like really tanks to nothing, in which case I still don't really care, because I don't mind owning it and it pays a great dividend. So basically I cannot lose selling Ford options. That's what it comes down to. So I'm just going to sit here and rack up the best return I possibly can selling weekly options and continue increasing my money. And I'm going to do that forever. I don't know. Maybe later I'll have more money in here and I'll work with a different stock. But for now, the ideal stock that I've found is Ford. It's small. It's a small amount of money to play with, but I am still learning about options. But of course, in this situation, I've set myself up to never lose. Even if Ford dropped to say $7 and I bought it at $9, I would just hold it. I have no problem holding Ford for years. I mean, it's in my Roth. It's a member of my Roth dividend portfolio. Unless it cancels its dividend, I'm going to keep it. I have no problem holding it. So I can't lose. Yeah, I bought it at 9, it's a 7. Okay, no big deal. I'll just hold it. I'll just keep selling options at 9 too. As long as somebody's dumb enough to buy it, thinking that the price is going to jump to 9 within a week, then I'll take their money for free. So there's no way for me to lose that I'm seeing. So that's what I'm doing with Robinhood, and it's working out fantastic. I love it. Let's see here. What else we got going? We went over that, went over that. All right, well, let's get into the net worth, shall we? So, as I said, we have slowed down quite a bit here. I did add a dividend tab to my net worth just to track my actual monthly dividend income. And I'm showing my monthly income from Roth and the taxable for basically all my dividend portfolios, which is only those two. And right now I am making $50 a month, $50.15 a month, or $601 a year from my dividend portfolios. As I add to the M1 Taxable dividend portfolio, of course that will increase. And then of course next year, as I can deposit more into the Roth, that will increase some more. Before I get into much here, this debt of $448.19 of course is just the credit cards I've used, and they get paid off in full every single month. That will be paid off in full tomorrow. So if we look at our accounts, our total value of all of our portfolios is $41,655.04. I currently have $14,888 in cash between all of the accounts. The 401k is currently sitting at $119,628. Of course, taxes have to be paid on that when you withdraw it. I intend to pay 11.5% overall in taxes, which drops that value of the 401k actually down to $105,871. It could be even lower if I paid higher taxes when I pulled out or rolled over to the Roth. Outside the retirement accounts, I've got $44,436. Let's look at the summary. $41,655, $14,000 in cash, 401ks at $105. So overall, my net worth currently is $161,966. $161,966. Outside of retirement accounts, in other words, cash I can actually get my hands on within a week or two, would be $44,436. Overall, am I financially independent yet? Which is my first goal, is to get to $300,000, because that will allow me to take a 4% withdrawal rate every single year, and that will give me $12,000 a year. You add my pension of $1,000 a month, and that's $24,000 a year, which I am currently easily living on. If we come over to here, I am currently living on $1,885.06. Yeah, maybe not. I've been spending more on food than $240. I've been spending like $100 more, well, $300, somewhere around $300 to $340 a month on food. So technically that food number should go up, and I will adjust this and make it right here shortly. But back to our net worth here in our accounts. I am 53.99% of the way to being financially independent at age 55. And I say age 55 because that's the first time I can actually get the $1,000 a month pension. So that's the first goal, right? Of course. And once I reach that, of course, I'll be working with a $343,000 goal instead of that goal. Because if I can reach that goal, then I can pretty much live off of the dividends of my portfolios, because it's pretty easy with the dividend aristocrats. I can get 3.5% easy, just getting paid in dividends alone, and never have to touch the stock itself. And even if I did, then I would be fine. So that's the next goal. And then of course the next goal would be 400,000, which would allow me to live on even 3%, which just gives me more room to play with. And then of course more and more and more, etc. But my first goal has not been reached yet, which is having a 4% withdrawal rate, and that is 300,000. I'm currently at $161,966. So 53.99% of the way there. I have a feeling that this coming week, starting tomorrow, the stock market is going to crash. I predict that it's going to crash. Now, my predictions mean absolutely nothing, and don't take my word for that, because nobody knows what's going to happen in the stock market, and if they tell you different, they are full of shit. But Trump said Trump said the trade war was going well. There was talks. China's going to talk. They're ready to talk. And then China said we're not going to retaliate on the tariffs and blah, blah, blah. And then I just read an article saying, guess what? We're putting the tariffs in place now. So with us saying, okay, we're going to go and tariff the fuck out of you anyway, and China saying, okay, well, we are too, the trade war's back on full-fledged, and the stock market's going to crash. That's my prediction. I could be totally wrong, and it could be the greatest week ever, but that is my prediction. So I suspect September is going to be, well, possibly a bad month. It could be good overall, but we'll see. I mean, a month is quite a long time for the stock market volatility we have right now. And I forgot to look at my budget here and show you guys that real fast. If we go into our reports, we can see that this month I invested $5,100, which is pretty freaking amazing to be putting in the stock market. But the reason, how did I do this? How did I put 5,100 in, or 72.8% of my entire spending into investing, is I did over budget, or I did overspend money from my emergency fund in order to get the M1 Taxable dividend portfolio going, and they were at 52-week lows when I first purchased those stocks, or starting to purchase those stocks that were close to that. I went ahead and pulled some money from the emergency fund, because I had 5,000 emergency fund there, and tossed it in there as well as my normal amounts that I would be investing, which is 2,000 to 3,000, hopefully, if I'm lucky. Overall, immediate obligations 936, recurring 547, food 401. I way overspent on food this month. Denny's, yeah, I did all kinds of stuff this month with food. I even ordered Uber Eats multiple times. I've been splurging a little bit on the food side of things, and I don't see that changing, because I believe I'm going to quit smoking, and that's going to be a nightmare for me right now, because every time I think about it, all I want to do is smoke. And if I do quit smoking, I'm probably going to be pigging out more, and that's just a side effect of quitting smoking. But yeah, net worth wise, I did update this finally, and if we go here to July to August, it says my net worth actually went up $4,356. That is before taxes, of course, on the 401k and everything else. So that's not horrible compared to, everything, but it's not as good as it has been in the past, because it's been a tough month. Income versus expenses says that I overspent by $1,733.60, which I probably did. I pulled that from the emergency fund. So that will be being made up here shortly. I am actually working on replenishing that back to $5,000. Currently it's at $3,100. So anyways, that's the budget and the reports on the budget. Anyways, that is it, guys. My current net worth is $161,966. I'm playing with Robinhood with Ford, and I cannot lose no matter what I do there. So I'm always selling at the money, which gives me the highest premiums, which is amazing. And I will continue to grow that portfolio, or that, not really a portfolio, my account on Robinhood, my options trading account. The Roth is doing great. It's still up, it's still growing, still paying me more and more, because they keep giving me raises even though I'm not depositing any money. And the taxable account, I have changed to a dividend portfolio with Dividend Aristocrats. And for now, only Dividend Aristocrats are going in, which means only the ones that have been increasing their dividends for 25 plus years. I do have many other stocks in my Roth that have not had that length of time, and maybe I will add them later, but for now I am sticking with the Dividend Aristocrats. And Fidelity, that money is being moved out, and $500 at a time chunks will be put into M1 Finance, with $500 going to the Vanguard Taxable to make an even $10,000. And that's the update, guys. As the weather cools down, I will be doing more food delivery on the side and making a little extra cash there. And as overtime becomes available, and depending on how things go at work, I will be doing more overtime. Other than that, I will be following my plan. I got the plan in place, and I'm following it. And so far, so good. Even though this was a slower month, and my net worth actually only increased by like $2,500, even though I invested a lot more than $2,500. yeah, it's still been a decent month. I'm heading the right direction. If you have any questions about what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, if you think I'm totally full of shit and I'm wrong, or I'm going to go broke, or whatever your opinion is out there, please let me know. I'm always interested and happy to hear from you. So I hope you're all doing good. I hope your portfolios are doing awesome, and I hope you're on the right track for retirement. Catch you later. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, and if you liked the video, hit that like button for me. If you want to hear any specific type of information, anything that you're interested in, you have any questions, just drop me a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know your opinions on this video or any other video I've made. And if you know anyone else that might be interested in this video, please be sure to share it on your social media and share the knowledge. Thanks, guys.